It's all down to incorrect thinking. Your thinking was that they belong to you. Your incorrect thinking was that they need to stay with you, that at no point do they leave you. So the question is, if I miss someone who has passed away, is it an act of attachment? Am I being attached to an emotion? There's a very fine line between love and attachment, and for most of us, we don't know how to distinguish between the two. When we experience the loss of a loved one, it can cause us so much pain and so much grief that we don't know what to do about it. We don't know how to overcome our grief, our emotional state that we're in right now. The pain that you're experiencing may be an opportunity for you to ask yourself some difficult questions. What is my attachment to that person? Because remember, when you mourn the loss of a loved one, you are not crying for them. You are crying for your loss. Your tears and your worries and your pain and your heartache is for you. It is not for them, it's not about them, it's about your loss. You're not crying that that person has gone away, you're crying that I no longer have that in my life. And as soon as you understand that, you realize I'm attached to that. And this is an opportunity for you to understand that everything in your life is going to get taken away. It isn't just the loved ones. It isn't just your nearest and dearest. It isn't just the people who you thought were always going to be there. I definitely recommend a video that we have on the Nanak Naam YouTube channel, which is about dealing with the death of loved ones, dealing with grief and loss. There's a 1 hour long video that we've created which goes into this in a lot of detail, and one of the key points that comes out from that video is this idea of how do we talk about things. The example that I give in that video is when you lose your keys, for example, the use of language, I have lost my keys, means that these keys belong to me, they don't belong to anyone else. At no point should they leave me. They should stay here always. That's the kind of language we use when we say, I've lost my keys. We use, unfortunately, the same language for our nearest and dearest who passed away. I lost my father. I lost my mother. I lost my husband, wife, partner, brother, sister, child. When we use that kind of language, what we're really saying is, that person belonged to me. They should have stayed with me all the time. There is no scenario when that person needs to leave. And when you start to understand that you've been using that kind of language this whole time, you realize that it's all down to incorrect thinking. Your thinking was that they belong to you. Your incorrect thinking was that they need to stay with you, that at no point do they leave you. And the right way of thinking is understanding that everybody is going to leave you. Everything goes. Nothing belongs to you. And when you understand that, you start to very slowly start going through the grief process. So please do make sure that you watch that video about how to deal with grief and loss, and try to use some of the messages within there as a way to start healing yourself from something that's certainly a very painful process and a lot of heartache. But know this as well. Know that whatever you're experiencing, you will get through it. Emotions change over time. You will not feel like this forever. Know that. Take comfort in that now. The question is just how soon can you bring that into your present moment reality. And don't judge yourself for needing to go through emotions. Don't judge yourself that having an emotion right now is negative. It's not negative to have an emotion right now, but you do need to think about carrying that emotion for the long term. Have the emotion right now, by all means, but think about whether you need to carry that emotion for the long term.